Well, here we go. An overnight trip on the Little Miami River. I have been looking forward to doing this river for like 2.5 years. I just have not had the time to make this one happen because it's an hour drive from my house. Seems like I always default to the Mad River, but I was ready for a new river, a new adventure. I'm really looking forward to, whoa, we just had a big old fish jump over there. Scared me. I'm really looking forward to spending some time on the Little Miami River. I put in at John Bryan State Park here in Yellow Springs. Pretty much the most northern point you are allowed to put in this river. If you go any further north, you will be in Clifton Gorge, and it is illegal to kayak through Clifton Gorge. It is a nature preserve. So I'm getting close to exiting the John Bryan State Park area, and I have no idea what's in store in this river. I did very little research. I packed up very quickly this afternoon after the farming work was done and hit the road for the hour drive to Yellow Springs, and here we are on the Little Miami River. Thanks for coming along. It's going to be a fun adventure. So I don't know a whole lot about the Little Miami River. I know it's approximately 90 miles from John Bryan State Park, where I put in, to the mouth of the Ohio River. I'm not going to through-paddle the whole 90 miles. I would like to complete the entire 90 miles eventually, but today I'm just out here to relax, float, cook some good food over the fire, and hang in my hammock and sleep in as late as I can tomorrow morning. And I got some good breakfast to cook over the fire tomorrow morning too. And then my wife's going to pick me up tomorrow afternoon. So I'm guessing I'll get 20 or 30 miles in. I don't know. I know I have some obstacles I'm going to have to portage around here before too long. I don't know exactly where they're at. We're just going to wing it. It's going to be fun. It's all part of the experience, right? I'm solo on this trip. Just me and nature. Really looking forward to it. I know the water levels are a little bit low probably right now for optimal kayaking conditions, but I didn't care. I wanted something new, you know. I didn't want to go to the Scioto River again, which I will. I'm going to go to the upper reaches of the Scioto River eventually. And I did not want to go back to the Mad River. What else did I consider? Oh, the Cocosine River up in Mount Vernon, which flows into the Mohican River. It's about a 30-some mile stretch. I really have been wanting to do that one, but the water levels are very, very low right now, and they recommended not trying it, is that I would be walking half of the river. So the Cocosine is going to have to wait for spring conditions for kayaking when there's more water flow. But yeah, this Little Miami River, I'm in a very slow, stagnant section right now, which is nice for turning the video camera on. I am currently filming on my new Canon G7X Mark III, my third one. Maybe it's only my second one, I don't know. I have lost several cameras in the Mad River. I do not intend on messing this one up. I'm being very, very careful. I brought my dry bag with me, and that camera is going to be going in the dry bag anytime there is a possible obstacle ahead. Well, I'm getting hungry. I'm tired. It's been a long week, a hard week of vegetable farming. I'm ready to find a good campsite, get a fire started. I have bratwurst and sweet corn tonight to cook over the fire. Some tomatoes, onions, and peppers. Oh, it's going to be good. I'm just ready to find a good place to hang my hammock and relax and chill and recover after this long week of farming. Ooh. So those of you who follow my channel closely and know about all the camera mishaps I've had over the years, I'm currently filming on a new Canon G7X Mark III. I know. Why would I go back to a camera that has bad focus issues? Well, I'm waiting for the Canon G7X Mark IV to come out. Hopefully they have resolved it, and it's because I love the camera, and I got 6 batteries. That's why it's hard for me to leave the Canon G7X Mark III and go to a Sony VZ1 or one of the Sony cameras. You know, I'm going to stick with the point and shoot. I am not ready to get a mirrorless or a DSLR because I want something lightweight that I can carry with me when I'm backpacking, running, things like that. I think the Canon G7X is a pretty good quality camera. I think the Mark IV is going to solve a lot of the issues that I don't like about it. So I found this camera on eBay. Some college kid in California had it up for like $5.95 and I offered $5.25 and he took it. So I'm pretty happy with it. This is like a $750 camera and I got it for $5.25. Pretty good deal. And he sent the receipt for the camera. He's only owned it for like 30 days. Took a couple pictures with it and realized he needed a DSLR for his college class. So I basically have a brand new camera. You may be asking, why don't I get a GoPro? Well, don't worry, I'm going to. I'm going to get a GoPro 10 here real soon. My son has one. He loves it. So much better than the 8 or the 9. So I will be getting a GoPro 10 for my long distance Thru-Paddle I hope to go on this September. Well, here's a look at the Little Miami River. Very, very similar to the Mad River, which I'm very familiar with. So I feel like I'm right at home. I'm dragging just a little bit more here than I do on the Mad River, but that's all right. It's all part of the adventure. I'm not in any hurry. I'm out here to take my time, relax, soak in nature, all the sights and sounds and smells of nature. Probably won't get very far. I'm only 2 miles in and I've been out here for over an hour. But that is okay. Well, I had no idea that it was almost 7 o'clock, so I'm definitely not going to kayak past 8. And I would like to have at least an hour and a half at camp to relax, set up the hammock, chill out, cook some dinner before it gets dark. So that means I need to find camp here in the next 2 miles. You know, I'm seeing some great camping up here on the banks to the right. It's actually mowed up there. I remember hiking this one time from John Bryan State Park in Glen Helen area. But I'm sure it's private property, and I wouldn't feel comfortable camping up there and starting a fire on someone else's property. So we're gonna keep on going. We're about a mile from Jacoby Road, and then we're gonna start getting serious about finding a campsite. To be honest with you, I did not expect the Little Miami to have this much slow water. I mean, we're moving, if I don't paddle, we're moving less than 1 mile an hour. Reminds me of the Scioto River. It looks deep, but it's only like 3 foot. I keep checking with my oar. 3 or 4 foot tops. Check out these little cottages here. Very nice. I'd love to own a little cottage on the river. We're coming up on Jacoby Road here real soon. Jacoby Road's probably the more popular place to begin your kayak trip on the Little Miami. All right, we're coming up on the Jacoby Road Canoe Launch area. Right up there. I'll point it out when we go past it. I've been dragging a lot. This is too low. It's getting kind of frustrating sometimes. Ah, there we go again. I'm not sure if there's overnight parking here or not. But it's busy. You can see all the people in cars. Man, that sun is bright. I can't even see the rocks ahead of me. There we go. All right, I'm in search of 2 perfect trees to hang my hammock. I've been really impressed with this river so far. I mean, other than dragging 15 times in the last 3.75 miles, it has been very beautiful. There is a gun shooting range off in the distance that I keep hearing, so I'm trying to go a few more miles to get away from that, but I also hear a highway coming up. But it sounds like it's a ways off. I think I could sleep right here. Man, look how peaceful this is. I'm telling you, I think this river's shaded more than the Mad River. Look how the trees lean in to the center of the river. It's completely shaded the whole time. I mean, very few times have I had full sun exposure. I really like this river. If it was just 4 inches higher, which is what it was a couple days ago, because I've been seeing some watermarks along the banks, it would be perfect. You wouldn't drag it all if it was 3 or 4 inches higher. found home. Oh, this will work perfect. I'm really happy with my sight. It worked out perfect, just in the nick of time. It's 8:30. Still got an hour of daylight, but like I said earlier, I wanted an hour to relax around the fire, cook my bratwurst and sweet corn. Got this little gravel spot right here. Perfect 2 trees for hanging my hammock. Yeah, this will work out just fine. And just the right amount of water noise right behind the camera there. Some light rapids over there. That'll help put me to sleep tonight. Fresh sweet corn picked just hours ago. I like to husk some of the outer husk off and just get it to a couple layers. It'll steam up and char a lot quicker and easier. Ready to go. I have a grill rack that I usually bring with me, and I couldn't find a darn thing, so we're just going to stick them right down in the coals. Hopefully don't burn them too bad. And we got a couple bratwursts to throw on there. Next we're going to add some onions and peppers. I forgot to bring a good knife. All I have is this little Leatherman squirt, but it'll do the job. Just takes a little longer. We can throw some peppers in there with those bratwursts. Peppers and onions. Fresh bell peppers just picked out of our field yesterday. Our sweet candy onions are not ready yet, so I brought some Vidalias from Georgia that we have for sale on our farm. We'll include some of those too. It's going to be good. Now, cutting a Vidalia onion with a little Leatherman squirt can be a little difficult. We'll make it work though. Don't need a bunch. Alright, to me it's looking like we need a little bit of oil of some kind, so I got this, I can't believe it's not butter. We're going to spray some of that in there. Hopefully that'll help keep things from sticking. Corn looks pretty good. Oh, that one got nice char on it. Alright, so I got some ketchup and mustard on this bratwurst. Some onion and peppers. Alright. Let's try out the sweet corn with, I can't believe it's not butter. This one looks like it might be a little raw on one side and charred on the other. That's what happens when you cook it with a fire though. Some pepper on there. A little bit of salt. Bring out the flavor and the sweetness. Oh buddy, that is good. Wow. Nothing like fresh picked sweet corn over the fire. I forgot the sweet pepper relish. Definitely got to put some of this on it. There's no label on it. Is it sweet or is it hot? It is, I think it's sweet. Now, it's official. It's a good bratwurst. If you're wondering what's in this relish, it's red and green bell peppers, green tomatoes, and cabbage. It's phenomenal. It's been in our family for like four generations, if not longer. And we make a couple thousand jars a year and sell it at the farmers markets. It's good stuff. You can find it on our website through our Etsy page, wishwellfarms.com. Warming up my last piece of corn. Well, it is past 10 o'clock. I am beat. But I gotta tell you, it feels amazing to be in my hammock. I'm sure I'm going to sleep very good at night. See you all in the morning. Good night. Little Miami River coffee. This is a little difficult without a proper knife. We will make it work though. I really wanted to bring my cast iron skillet and do this right, but I only have a large one and it's very heavy. I didn't want to haul that in my kayak knowing that I'd be dragging quite a bit. So we'll make do. It's going to be a full pan. I think I'm just going to have 3 eggs due to lack of space in that little pot. I should have crisped the bacon up a little bit more first. I should have known that once I added the other items, the bacon would stop cooking basically. And I've been putting the lid on there to kind of steam things since it's such a small pot. Not enough surface area for all these goodies. There it is, time for breakfast. Oh, lost a tater. Bacon's a little undercooked, but too bad. It's time to eat. Looks pretty delicious to me. And I'm off here on day 2 on the Little Miami River. There's my campsite right there. I just left. It is hot today. Well, at least it's humid. It's got to be low 80s already. It's 10 a.m. The latest start I think I've ever gotten in my life, leaving a campsite from a hike or a kayak camping trip. But you know what? It was glorious. To sit around and relax, enjoy my coffee, cook some food over the fire. Oh, it was perfect. Well, I have no idea how far I'm going to go today. I'm on a kayak for 2 or 3 hours. Contact my wife, have her come and pick me up. All right, let's get paddling. Oh man, I got a massive blowdown. Oh no. Well, I had heard there are some big blowdowns, and we have a doozy right here. I don't know if I can get through this or if I'm gonna have to pull out and go around it. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm trapped. Well, we got through that blowdown pretty easy. It wasn't bad. 20 foot around the tree. Well, actually, what I was thinking about right now is, what if I come up on a beautiful campsite just a few hundred yards away from where I stayed last night? I'll be ticked. Right there. I got pulled out right there and camped up there in those trees. It'd been perfect. Like I mentioned earlier, I didn't do very much research on this river at all, but I did look up the discharge rate, the current flow rate at the 2 stations where it's measured, Milford and Old Town, Ohio. Milford's way down south, closer to Cincy. Milford's closer to the north, not as far north as I am, but at least it gave me an idea, kind of a guide to go by to know if this river was floatable or not. And I'll tell you what I found out here. Look at my notes. It's currently at 1.7 feet, and I've heard that 2.5 feet is the best time to run it. So probably anything over 2, I think you'd be just fine. It's 1.7, you know, I'm dragging, but it's doable. And 78 cubic feet per second is the discharge right now. 78. The mean, or the average, is 92. So we're definitely a little bit on the low side, but what's crazy is just like 2 weeks ago, it was 700 cubic feet per second discharge, which is almost near historical highs in 3.8 feet. Whoa, I would not have wanted to been on here a week ago after those big rains. But yeah, things are back to normal and actually just a little below average right now. So we'll see what the rest of the river holds. I've heard that there are a couple hundred yards of blowdown areas you have to navigate around. So I think I'm getting close to those. I'm actually getting close to crossing under US Route 68. I think it's just a mile or 2. You know, if I had to describe this river, I would probably say it's like a mixture of the Mad River and the Scioto River. And some parts even remind me of the Big Darby, you know, the upper part of Big Darby near Plain City, where it begins after it's called 3 Mile Creek or whatever. But right now we're in a very, very slow, stagnant area, which reminds me of spots on the Scioto. And even a few places on the Mad River nearing Springfield, where it's big and wide like this. But there's a lot of sections that are very shallow and with some riffles, which are very similar to the Mad River. Oh, we got another little blowdown here I gotta walk around. That's an easy one though. Sounds like we got some shallow water coming up. I'm sure I'll be dragging here. All right, made it through without a hitch. Man, if the water was just a little bit higher, these would be so fun. I bet they're fast too. Now that looks fun. That's what I call a party boat right there. Cool little place. Man, it's beautiful. Nice piece of property there. Keep on paddling. That's private property. All right, we're getting ready to cross underneath the Little Miami Scenic Trail, the bike path. It starts in Bell Fountain and goes all the way to Southern Ohio somewhere, I'm not sure. I know it goes into Xenia, not too far from here. I have hiked it from Bell Fountain to Caesars Creek. So it starts out being called the Simon Kenton Trail, and then in Springfield it turns into the Little Miami Scenic Trail. And that's what this is right here. Crossing under US Route 68 right here. It's probably a good thing that I camped where I did, because I haven't really seen anywhere conducive to camping other than that one spot I pointed out like a couple hundred yards further than where I did camp. It's been steep, muddy banks or really thick, dense brush to get into the woods, and then some private property after that. So that was a good decision last night. If I hadn't have picked that spot and stopped, I would have been in desperation mode until dark probably. Well, this is where my relaxing, enjoyable float is being halted temporarily. Look at that beast. Oh, holy mackerel. I wonder if this is the one I read about that goes on for like 200 yards. This is just a quarter mile past US Route 68. Oh man, you can almost get around right there. Boy, that was a doozy. I'm glad to be around that. It still was probably a 50-foot blowdown area, maybe 150 feet to navigate around it in that little trail in the weeds. But it wasn't that bad. I mean, I've definitely had worse. Hopefully there's not worse coming. This is State Route 235. I believe to the right it goes into New Carlisle, and to the left it merges with 68 just down the road, right before Xenia. I thought we had another one, but I think I can skirt around the right here. I'll be glad to get away from all this road traffic. I don't know if that's going to happen though, because next we're going to be coming up on US Route 35 and 675 around Dayton. The wind just picked up a little bit. Feels really nice. It really dried things out, got rid of the humidity. I don't think it's brewing up for a storm. I mean, the skies are pretty blue still. Oh, I see another blowdown up ahead. My goodness. Looks like I gotta get out for this one. Maybe not. I bet I can sneak through. Got a really nice sandbar here for tent camping. about a quarter mile downriver of 235. Very nice. It'd be tough to hang a hammock here. You could probably find a spot up in there somewhere. A lot of weeds this time of year though. Man, I really like these narrow, quick moving sections. These are fun. It's hard to believe it goes from wide and stagnant to this little 30-foot channel through here. Very cool. Check out this house up here. The basement is at water level. I'm telling you, when this water is way up, it would be at the top of those blocks where the siding starts. Why in the world would they build it so close to the river? I mean, it's got to fill up with water inside there when the water's high. Man, that's crazy. Even though there hasn't been any camping options that I've seen at all on this river, what I like about it is that it's so secluded and private. I've only seen one person out mowing his lawn there at US Route 68, right before I went under the road. And two couples hanging in their hammocks at John Bryan State Park. There has been no one on the water but me. On a Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm sure it changes when you get further south, because that's where some of the liveries are, because there's better water flow. But up here in the northern sections, if you want a private, secluded float, this is the place. Well, 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 what do we have here? Another blowdown to navigate. Some of these blowdowns have been fresh. I mean, it's obvious because the leaves are still green. Probably from that windstorm we had recently. Maybe we can sneak our way around. There's a nice little sandbar that you can set a tent up on for a quick dinner. Probably a mile and a half below 68 and 235. It's like an archway. Pretty cool. It's a big dead sycamore. We are currently at Fairground Road. I am only 5.3 miles in on this float. I've definitely been taking my time on this trip. Got a couple more miles to Glen Thompson State Reserve. I think that's where I'm going to take out today. My wife is already down here in Springfield with my daughter doing some antique shopping at the antique mall there in Springfield, and she's got about a half-hour drive over to the Glen Thompson State Reserve to pick me up, so that should work out just fine. I do intend to finish this river at some point. I'm hoping it'll happen this year. I don't know if I'm going to break it up into one more long trip or two more shorter trips, but I won't be satisfied until I exit the Little Miami River into the Ohio River. Total of 85, 90 miles. 82 to 90, I can't remember exactly, but it's a good distance. So it's probably gonna take me 3 more nights, I'm guessing, to get through this river, especially seeing how slow the water moves. I just checked the depth with my paddle and it's almost 6 feet here. So this has been the deepest spot on the Little Miami River so far. We got a little suspension bridge. Wow, that is cool. A 2-tiered deck with a suspension bridge. I love it. What a nice piece of property. That is very cool. So I was thinking about all the rivers in Ohio that I would like to kayak. I have been on the Mad River numerous times. I've through-paddled the entire Mad River, so I don't need that one as a suggestion. I have the Kokosing on my list. That was where I was supposed to be this week, but it was too low. So maybe that one will take place next spring. I've been on the Big Darby. I haven't done the entire Big Darby all the way to the Scioto, but I've done a good chunk of it. And 3 Mile Creek, which is above Big Darby. I want to do the Little Muskingum. I've been on a good chunk of the Scioto. Well, I guess I haven't done a lot of the Scioto. It's like 100 or shoot, it might be 200 miles. I can't remember. But I want to jump on the Scioto starting in Kenton and take it all the way to Columbus. I've done Columbus to Circleville. Probably don't have a desire to do much more of the Scioto than that. What other rivers in Ohio would you suggest that I need to paddle? I'm always looking for suggestions. Let me know down in the comments. And outside of Ohio, I got tons of rivers I want to do. Michigan is full of beautiful rivers. I mean, I have a list a mile long of Michigan rivers I want to do. The Manistee's on the short list, the Big Manistee and the Little Manistee. I've already tackled the Pine River in Michigan, the Ausable River in Michigan. Really want to do a Thru-Paddle the Manistee River. That's 200 miles if you want to take it from start to finish. That's a long, long trip. It might be 220 miles. I want to do the Buffalo River in Arkansas, the Current River in Missouri or Arkansas, I forget. Uh-oh, we got a strainer coming up. I have to walk around this one, I think. Actually, I might be able to get through this one. But my camera's going to get hit by that limb. All right, so I didn't quite make it around that one. But I wanted to show you guys how I get through shallow spots when I drag bottom and get stuck completely. You don't always have to get out of your kayak, especially if you're light and skinny like me. You can use your arms and your paddle to help you get through it. Like now I'm in 2 inches of water, so I'm basically almost on dry ground. So I'm right hand dominant, so I use my paddle on my right hand, and that gives me some extension that I can lean to my left a little bit. And I put my hand down in the water, and I lift up my body weight as I go, just like this. I can push my body weight up out of the kayak and move through it just like this. Even in 1 to 2 inches of water, I can get through by using this method. So use your paddle, push up, push forward. You don't have to try to paddle through this, or you don't have to always get out. Just inch your way through. Especially if you only got a few feet to go. There we go. Back in the deep water. I want to do the Greenbrier. I think that's West Virginia. I know the Whitewater River in Indiana and Ohio is a decent river, about 100 miles. There's a lot of rivers out there and too little time. Well, I am currently a couple miles from Glen Thompson State Reserve. There is a takeout there, an official kayak canoe launch point, so that is where I'm going to take out for this trip. It's shoot, what time is it? It's probably around noon, I'm guessing. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. So I'll probably be there by 2, and my wife and daughter are going to pick me up there at Glen Thompson State Reserve. And I will be back to finish the Little Miami River. I don't know when. It might not happen this year. Maybe this fall, unless I go north in Michigan. But if not, I will be back next spring to finish Little Miami River. I don't like leaving rivers unfinished. Once I start one, I want to finish the entire thing. So I will be back. Oh man, there's an excellent sandbar to camp on. That might be the best one yet. However, I don't see a good place for hammocks unless you want to climb up in those weeds on the bank. I'm coming up real close to Kilcare Raceway. I will plan on dropping a pin in the description below of where this spot is. This is Trabine Road. It's going to be our final road we go underneath before entering Glen Thompson Reserve, which should be less than a mile away. Well, I have arrived here at my takeout at Glen Thompson Reserve, also known as Jacob's Landing or Eagle Pass Kayak and Canoe Launch, right here on US Route 35. It's awfully noisy here. This ends my overnight paddle on the Little Miami River. I will definitely be back to complete the entirety of the Little Miami River all the way down to the Ohio River, hopefully this fall or next spring. So stay tuned for that, and please subscribe to my channel if you would like to see the remaining through paddle of the Little Miami River. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great time on your next adventure.